Hey gamers, today we're going to look at the Grimm Forest. Let's check it out. To set up the game is super simple. What you're going to do is you're going to put out your little player boards here, the field, the forest, the brickyard, and the market. The market you'll play if you're playing with 4 players. You'll also put out your first builder bonuses here. You'll put out 5 straw, 4 wood, 3 brick, and 1 of each one there in the market to start off with. And if you forget how many to replenish them on, they are listed right there at the bottom of each tile. Now, you also have a Friends deck here and a Fables deck here. I'll get to what those do in a minute. You're also going to get one of these player boards, and as you see, there are different types. Here we have Rapunzel. I'm gonna call this one Snow White, Jack and the Beanstalk, and then finally Hansel and Gretel. Let's go for it, why don't we? Alright, so then you put your player board right in front of you like that. Everyone's gonna grab a pig. There are 4 little pigs here. I guess here's the one that gets the straw. Here's the one that gets the brick. Here's the one that gets the wood, even though it doesn't really matter which one you pick. And here is Mama Pig there. So you're going to grab a model of your choice and just put it there on your player board. You're also going to get 4 gather cards. Everyone's going to have the same gather cards, except they're going to be different colors on the back here. But on the picture side here, it's going to be the same places where you can go. So you can go to gather straw, gather wood, gather brick, or go to the market. Now the game comes with a very simple player aid that you can hand these out to all 4 players and basically tells you how to go through it all. So first off, you'll start the round, choose a gather and fable card. Whoever has the little booklet that's open on the little podium, this is a fantastic starter player icon here. That person gets to go first. They'll play it on their board. Everyone will play. You'll play one of these 3 secret. So for instance, I gotta decide which place I want to go because I'm trying to build some houses here, and I can go any one of these, and whichever one I pick, I'm just going to take it, put it face down, just in front of the area. Doesn't have to be in front of the area where I want to go, just in front of the area. And then other players are going to throw down their gather cards as well, and then you would reveal your gather card. Now, if you had the same gather card as someone else, then you're going to be splitting whatever it is. Like if I shared the forest with one other pig, then we're going to each get 2 each. If there were 3 of us in the woods, then we'd each get 1 each, and then we just get some change out of the draw pile there and put just 1 extra log there. And but if I was the only one there, I would get all of the resources there. After you reveal all that, then you're going to go out, you're going to put your pigs in whatever area. So if one person did this, one person was here, and one person was here. This little pig would get all of the wheat and go wee all the way home. These 2 pigs would split this. You'd give 2 wood each, and then this pig would get all of the brick. Now, let's say for some reason I was this pig and I got all the brick here. And on your next phase, what you can do is build. There's 3 different things you can do to build, and it tells you how much each one costs to build. To build a base to your house is 2. It doesn't matter if it's straw, wheat, or wood. To build the middle part is 4, and to build the roof is 6. So it gets more expensive to build it. And you're trying to build one of these 3, and let me just show you how these buildings go. And you can build any combination. It doesn't have to be one of each. You could build 3 wood, or 2 wheat and a brick, or 2 brick and a wood, whatever you want to do it. The only reason why this would matter is at the end of the game, if more than one person has completed 3 of their houses, then you would go by value. And of course, wheat is the lowest value and brick being the highest value. But just look at how these houses look. I mean, that looks amazing once it's put together. Here's the one for wheat, and then I'll show you the one for wood too. They're very easy. There's a limited amount of houses you can build. Now, a little special rule here is if you build the body or the roof of a house, then you're going to get what's called a friend card. And these friend cards are all different types of fables, and they all do special abilities. And what you get to do, you get to decide whether you want to keep this friend or you have to give it to someone else. And if they have a friend, they will lose that friend and get the new friend that you just gave them. So everyone can each have 1 friend. So let's say say it's Hansel and Gretel. Here, all opponents' walls cost an extra resource to build, and they must give that resource to you. Ooh, that's really good. So that's my friend. Let's say we go another round. Another player builds a card, and they got the Little Mermaid. And they said, you know what? I don't want the Little Mermaid. I want to give it to Matt. Not just because it's an extra friend, but I want him to get rid of Hansel and Gretel for me. Say, bump off Hansel and Gretel, and I'd be stuck with the Little Mermaid. Then again, let's say in another turn, I got another friend. It was Robin Hood, and I liked him better than the Little Mermaid. Well, then I could bump the Little Mermaid out and keep Robin Hood, or give Robin Hood to another player and bump their friend out of their list. So having all these friends is, you know, it's really an interesting decision in the game, whether you want to keep it or whether you give it to someone else. You're trying to figure out which friend is most powerful or most beneficial to that other player. So that's how you can gather friends. Another thing you can do, and this is during the build phase, if you didn't want to build, you could also just get one resource of your choice, and you'd actually not pull from the market, you would pull from the reserve here, and you could get, you know, extra wheat, brick, or wood, whatever you needed. That's what else you could do during the build phase. You get two actions. Again, with the starting player and then going around, they could build, grab an extra resource, or they could grab Fable cards. And Fable cards are little cheats in the game here that you can use. And each card is very self-explanatory. I love the art on these cards, by the way. But everything is self-explanatory on how you can utilize these characters. And so what you're going to do, if you have a Fable card and it's the next round, let's say I pick my gather cards, and by the way, we would refill all of these, 5, 4, 3, even if there were extra, like maybe no one went to the wheat. Well, we would add 5 more wheat to it every round until someone went to it. And let's say this time I wanted to go to the wheat field, I put it down there, but let's say I had a Fable card and I wanted to play the Fable card too. I'd play the Fable card on top of the gather card. And as the rules go here on the back, you would basically, before you reveal your gather cards, you would reveal any Fable cards. So you would reveal it and either act on it or, you know, say, okay, this is what's going to happen on my turn. So for this one, Harvest Moon, at the end of the gather phase, I would take half of the resources rounded down from a location where no one gathered. Ooh, half the resources rounded down. Maybe no one went to wheat. That would give me 2 extra wheat on top of, well, I actually did go to wheat. So let's say no one went to the brick. I would get only 1 brick, or no one went to the wood. I would get 2 wood. So that's kind of neat. But you would reveal those first before everyone would reveal their gather cards. And if it's something that impacted you right now during this, then you would use that. Now, some of these cards, if you saw with an eye, that means they have an accompanying miniature that you can use, and they do different things. And these miniatures look fantastic. Like here is a wolf. Here is a giant and the big bad wolf, if you can see that. And sometimes these don't even come out in the game. It just depends on what cards you get. So it's amazing they made these beautiful sculpts just for cards that maybe sometimes come out. The troll and the dragon, neither of these have come out in any of the games we've played so far, but it's just really cool. They look really nice. The sculpts look just beautiful on this game, and so you may be playing those as well. Now, the game's going to continue until one round, one player finishes all of their houses. It has to be just 3. Doesn't have to be 3 different types. Can be any 3. After that, of course, every round this player marker would go around 2. I forgot to mention that, but that's kind of obvious. But after someone finishes all their houses, everyone else finishes their turn, and whoever has, you know, the most, if there's only one person who has a house, all 3 houses completed, they win. If it's a tie, then we go to see what houses you have completed, and that person's the winner. Now, one more thing here. If you're the first person to complete a house in any one of these, straw, wood, or brick, you're going to get one of these first builder bonuses. For each one, there's one for each one. If you're the first one to do it, not the first one in the round, just the first one. So that's why another reason why start player is really nice to have. You flip it over and you get one of the following. You can get a friend, 2 Fable cards, or 1 of each resource. So actually being the first to build in any one of these is an additional bonus. And that is Grimm Forest. And while I thought about it, I also want to show you the game trays. I never do this for a review, but it's just so incredible. Look how well packaged this box is. All of your houses and material are in these little trays that are fit perfectly in this box. It is unbelievable how uncanny everything fits. These are all your pigs and the big bad wolf. These are all your miniatures here. It has all of your cutout sheets, which you can't tell, but this little outline fits each one of these perfectly. Even though they're not all the same player boards, they all fit perfectly in here. Here's the dice for a first player game, which I've never done before, but also it's easy to get these cards. You just press to the side and the cards just pop right up. If you look, they have this little indentation in them, so wherever you press on them, and I'll do it for the Fables one next, if I press on the side here, it would just pop right up and it could come right to me. Same thing with these. Same thing with these. Same thing with the first player ones. I mean, this is incredible. Even there are cutouts, the punch outs that you had for the game pieces, the little wheat, wood, and brick. You even save those and put them at the bottom of these trays, and they actually work as a cushion to keep everything in order. So if I was to bring this out here, you would see I still kept all these because the game states, it says, attention, do not throw away the empty punch board. Put it at the bottom of your box to avoid slippage and the pieces being loose and rummaging around. Folks, I've never seen a game packaged like this. I've never seen quality like this, but I'm getting ahead of myself. That's all for the reviews, so let's get to them now. Final thoughts. What do I think about Grimm Forest? Well, folks, this is the Kickstarter edition here. As you see, it kind of looks like a book, which I think is really awesome. The actual cover and probably the retail edition will look like that. I think this is a great game. I don't kickstart many games. I kickstarted this game because it looks so incredibly cool and nice. It is a beginner's game. It's a gateway game, I believe. It's very easy, very simple to play. I found it very much like Ektorp by Queen Games. We're basically trying to call out what resources you're going to gather and see if you can get them all, or you have to share with someone. It's basically a dumbed down version of that, but it's a beautiful version of it too. Let me add, I know every reviewer talks about how the production is just fantastic in this. I am no different. I think it's amazing. I think this game is good for families, it's great for kids, and it's great for beginner gamers. I think they're going to love this. It's something easy and simple and fun to play. Strange little thing here, my nephews did not like the game. It was kind of weird. Usually this would be right up their alley, and I thought they were just going to love it. I played a ton of games with them, and I saved this one for last. I thought, you guys are really going to love this. And they were all excited, and they saw the pieces. And after a while, like, okay, let's play something else. It's like, are you serious? I don't know. But that's just my nephews. They're a little weird. Druid City Games, really awesome. They were very interactive the whole time during the Kickstarter. I really enjoyed dealing with them. So if you're thinking about kickstarting anything with or funding anything from Druid City Games, yeah, go ahead. I think it's well worth your time. And of course, they make great quality games, it seems like. So should you get the Grimm Forest? Well, I don't know. It's up to you. If you have kids, or you think as a beginner game this would be kind of nice to introduce friends and family members who aren't into gaming, because I definitely think this game is going to bring people into the hobby. That's how great a game I think it is. I'm glad to have it in my collection. It's up to you whether you want to add it to yours. All right, gamers, that's all the time I have for now. Until next time, game on!